Hi guys, welcome back to the James Phillips Football Chats. Hope everyone is well, having a great weekend, and you enjoying the international football as you can. All right guys, if you're new, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you get all my news when I go live. Right guys, so today we're going to talk about the Premier League so far. Main 6, 7 clubs are doing. We're also going to throw West Ham into there as they're sitting in the top 4 at this moment in time and having a great start to the season. And then after that, we'll do, if we've got enough people in, we'll do, I'll open up the phone lines and you can call in with your review. Hi, John. Hi, John. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just getting my daughter's stuff ready for her birthday tomorrow. She'll be 5. So just been rushing a bit tonight. So, yeah, I've just made it. So, guys, let's get ready to talk about this. So, let's talk about this start of the season. Let's start with the team that sits top of the Premier League in Chelsea. So, Chelsea are sitting top of the league at this moment in time on 26 points. They have scored 27 goals and only conceded 4. It's a fantastic start to the season for Chelsea. Obviously spent well in the last 2 transfer windows, and Thomas Tuchel, now in charge, has put his philosophy into the team, into the club, and it's paying off. It's paying off at this moment in time. As I say, they're on 26 points. They have scored 27 goals and only conceded the 4. Obviously, when we look at their goal scoring, they've scored 27 goals. 7 of that obviously come in one game against Norwich, who was there for the beating. But a lot of people talk about Chelsea, and the problem is of them scoring goals. And when I read that stat, you're 27 goals, second top goal scorers in the league this season. You know, they are finding the back of the net. But, as I say, 7 of them goals come against Norwich. So they are playing well. They score goals all over the pitch. No one's, I think Reece James and Lukaku are joint top goal scorers of 4, I believe. Chilwell's got a couple of goals or 3 goals this season. Jorginho. I think some of the other defenders have got goals. Yeah, they're spreading their goals around, and they're doing well. And with Tuchel in charge, they look a different team, a more threatening team. They're defensively good. As I say, they've only conceded 4 goals this season, but that stat, I would say, is a little misleading in the fact that Mendy, I think, is one of the top goalkeepers to have taken the most shots on his goal this season out of the top 6 teams. I believe the Brentford game, that Brentford game, he saved a lot of shots. Brentford should have won that game. Man City beat Chelsea quite comfortably, could have scored more. They're good defensively, Chelsea, but I don't think they're not, watertight as people may think, even though they've only conceded 4 goals. It's can be a bit misleading stats sometimes. John, happy birthday to you, girl from tomorrow, mate. Oh, thank you very much, John. Most of their goals are from defenders, if I'm not wrong. They can't keep up that for me. No, that is the thing with Chelsea at the moment. Yeah, a lot of their defenders are scoring goals, and say Reece James is joint top goal scorer with Lukaku this season. But Lukaku has been injured with Timo Werner, and they'll probably be back quite soon after the international break, if not straight after the international break. And Werner, we all know from last season, he's still kind of repeating that form this season in front of goal. Yes, he does make good runs and it opens up space, but that's not what he was bought for. So I don't want to hear Chelsea fans praising Werner because, you know, he creates chances or he makes space for others using his pace and all that. And I don't want to hear that as an excuse. That's what Timo Werner was bought for. Timo Werner was bought to score you goals and 20 goals a season. He is a striker at the end of the day. Now, what you're getting from Chelsea fans now is that Timo Werner is not a striker all of a sudden because he's not scoring goals. I see this all the time on social media. All of a sudden, Werner's not really a striker. He should be playing left wing of a free or the right-hand side of a free and using his pace and creating space for others. And that is not what he was bought for. He was a striker to get 20 goals a season. That didn't work, and that is why they went and got Lukaku this summer. If Werner was a success, they wouldn't have bought in Lukaku. So I don't know where all this nonsense. Chelsea spent a lot of money. Not all their players are working. Ziyech, is it, from Ajax, not working at all. He's been a bit of a flop. It's not that he's a bad footballer. He's a very good footballer. English football can be extremely hard on certain players. And Ziyech at the moment looks like he's struggling with the pace and the aggression of Premiership football. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. It just means that scouting is very important. You can't just go and buy players because you can buy players, and sometimes it don't work. Chelsea have been accused of this before. They bought Fernando Torres off us, obviously, for 50 million. But it didn't work. They didn't have a system for him, a setup for him, and it was a flop. You know, so you can't. It's very important to scout players and get the players in for your system. Because if you don't get the players in for your system, don't matter how good they are, sometimes it just don't work because they don't fit your system and the way you play. But as I say, Chelsea, they've had a great start to this season, and they are probably title favourites at this moment in time. That 4 only conceded is no, I'm not surprised they've only conceded 4 either. Tuchel is a very since he's come into Chelsea, he has set them up, you know, more defensively, not as open and attacking. There's nothing wrong with that. But he plays 3 centre backs and then he plays 2 defensive midfielders, and so he has a lot of protection there, and they play Chelsea play a quite narrow defensive system, and then they attack. And then when they attack, they become quite wide. And but yeah, they're playing well. Can they keep it up, Chelsea? You know, sometimes they win the odd game by the odd goal. Apart from the Norwich game, you look at Burnley. You know, they didn't. You know, drop points at Burnley at home is not a good result. You know, we have had that ourselves, but dropping points to Burnley is not a good look, not a good result. And Burnley could have even nicked it right at the end of the game. So Chelsea might come unstuck if they don't start burying teams and putting teams away, because I don't think they can just rely on keeping clean sheets all the time. Eventually, they're going to come unstuck from that. So at this moment in time, they're title favourites and they're playing well and they're doing everything really well at the moment. Stu MC, he plays 3 centre backs that can progress the wall when people offer Lampard's team that self-assessment. Yeah, I agree with you. Lampard didn't set up Chelsea in the right way. The team that Chelsea had was a team that plays 3 at the back. The players they have suit a 3 at the back system, and Tuchel's come in and he's put that system in place, and that's why he's a very good coach. Mind you, most British coaches are useless, and maybe except Potter, diamond in the rough. Yeah, Potter's an excellent coach. But yeah, I'm not having a bang at Chelsea. You know, this is I don't, the only team you'll probably see me really having a go at is United as a Liverpool. This is mostly a Liverpool fan channel. So, Chelsea's a rival, but I pay them their dues. They're playing well at the moment. Tuchel has them set up very well, and no problems. John, can really see Chelsea falling off soon. Just don't see them keeping it up. Yeah. Well, with Chelsea, as I said, you still make them favourites, but there's some. I watch Chelsea sometimes. I think, yeah, you can go and smash these, and they're happy winning 1-0 or 2-0. I don't know if you can just keep relying on clean sheets all the time. I think that can come back to bite you. Edward, how's it going? It's going well, mate. Hope you're well. How's it going with you? Hope you're having a good weekend so far. What score was it again when we played Man U, mate? Oh, yeah, I know. That 5-0 game. What score was it again when we played? 5-0, yeah. That's a beating. I'll get to that in a bit, actually. There's some things I want to talk about that. So we're going to the second place team in the league, Manchester City. They are on 23 points, 3 points behind the leaders, Chelsea. This is a stat that I'm a bit shocked with. They've only scored 22 goals and they've conceded 6. Now, we all know Man City at the moment have a problem up top. They've got no killer striker. For some reason, Sterling plays better for Chelsea than he does at Sterling plays better for England than he does for Man City at the moment. It's 2 completely different players. It's like he's fallen behind the pecking order a little bit, Sterling. Looks like Foden has that spot now. Mahrez is an extremely good right winger. But he's not a goal-scoring right winger. He'll get you goals this season. He may get you 10, 11, 12 goals a season. But he's more of a creative winger, a dribbler, getting past players, creating opportunities. But at the moment, he's got no one to give the ball to at the moment. So there is problems in Man City. Conceding 6 goals is again a good defensive record. Considering Chelsea, I would say, play more defensive style to Man City. To only concede 6 goals is really good defensively. When I look at Man City, I don't find them as intimidating and scary as I have in previous years. In previous years, I found Man City, they can still play teams off the park. They did it to us in the first half of our game, and they did it to Chelsea. They completely run them off the park. But then they're there to be got at sometimes, and they can slip up. I mean, the Crystal Palace game is evident of that. When it goes wrong for Man City, it goes wrong. And I wish more teams had a go at Man City, because they are there to get got at. Sammy, my man, how are you? I hope you're feeling a little better with yourself today, fella. I ain't heard you in a while. Edward, a bit more methodical this year, it seems. Yeah, I think they're happy to take the 1-0s, the 2-1s, the 1-0s. That's what it looks like at the moment, Edward. Road to Red Devils. Hi, how are you, fella? Hope you're well. Stick with us, fella, because we're just going through the season so far. We're looking at what the top 6 at this moment in time, and we're looking at Spurs and Leicester, because they're 9th and 12th at this moment in time. So we're going to go through all that. Hi, John. You're well, fella. We're going to go through all that. And when I've finished the season review, I'm going to open the phone lines and everyone can call in and they can have your say on your club you support or anything you want to talk about with the season so far. So stick with us, guys. So we're just talking Man City. Yeah, Man City look like they're more methodical. They look like they want to... they're happy winning 1s and 2-0s. I think that's because Pep knows he hasn't got that killer striker. So he doesn't want to leave his team too exposed. So they get the goal where they can, and then they try and keep the ball Pep style, just keep the ball, keep possession, keep it away from their goal. But like we see with the Palace game, when a team wants to go at City are vulnerable, and sometimes it irritates me when teams just sit back and let City dominate. I think, no, just go for them. They're not as powerful and strong as they have been in previous years. Red Devils, England fans abusing a photographer versus Bailey was totally acceptable. I didn't know about that. To be honest, I didn't watch the England game. On another stream last night with Steve doing his quiz, which was excellent, although I lost and got humiliated. It was a real good show and I had a great laugh. So I didn't watch I saw the goals and stuff like that later, but to be fair, I'm not interested in national football, but people abusing people for doing their jobs for no reason is disgusting. Like they get found, arrested and charged or whatever. That shouldn't happen. Sammy, City can go to any stadium and keep the ball away from you, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what City are good at. And that's why they don't really concede many goals. It's not that they're defensively set out not to concede goals. It's that Pep style of football is we keep the ball for 80%, 70% of the time, and we keep it away from our goal. And that's Pep style of football. I find it a little boring sometimes, but it works for him. He's extremely successful. So am I to say. Red Devils, you can come on my channel and I'll show you the footage of it. I will do, mate. I will do. I can't stand people that abuse other people for doing their job. I mean, what's a photographer ever done to anyone? They're doing his job, taking photos of the players, selling them to the papers and magazines. What? People coming and abusing people in their workplace is disgusting. And, if this is found out to be true, that's how I didn't see it, I ain't heard about it, but if this is found out to be true, I hope that these fans are found and they're charged and they're banned from ever going to a football stadium again, because how dare they come to a football stadium and abuse someone in their workplace, just doing their job. Disgusting. So let's go to third place West Ham, the surprise team this year. Moisey is doing a heck of a job with West Ham. The football they're producing at the moment is very good to watch. Very good to watch. They are very good from defensive to attack. They've got a nice balance in their team at the moment. It reminds me of the Everton team Moisey used to have. Was he at Everton for 10 years? He had that good team at Everton. They was always up there. Got into fourth place one season. Played good football. Always hard to beat. Horrible to play against. And he's doing that at West Ham. And West Ham fans, I see West Ham fans apologising now. I always said David Moyes is a good manager. He shouldn't have gone to the Man United job. That was too, he shouldn't have. Whoever took over from Alex Ferguson in that first season was never going to do well. Never. So Moyes should never have gone to Man United. I'll tell you what, if I was a Man United fan and I see Moyes the way he's playing with West Ham, I'll be like, you know what, if I gave you the money, if we gave Moyes the money at Man United, he might do a job. But that's past and gone there. But he's doing great at West Ham. I think West Ham suits him. I think that level of club suits David Moyes, like when he was at Everton. That level of club suits him. Getting him into certain positions at certain levels of the team. Yeah, I think it really suits him, and he's doing awesome job. Sorry guys, missed a few comments. Sammy Mascherano like Maldini and Pep system. Yeah, exactly, because Mascherano plays centre half for Barcelona in Spain and in Champions League football, and Barcelona never conceded goals. That just tells you everything in that system. You get a system right and coached correctly, you're going places. Devils, Ronaldo taking his shirt off and hugging a girl is so sweet, but when I do it, I'll get arrested. If you look like Ronaldo, you might be all right. Leicester are getting 5th and 6th again this season. Yeah. The guys that protest today was so weak. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a picture on Twitter and Facebook actually, and there were fans turning up at Old Trafford to do this protest, and they was all wearing Man United shirts with Ronaldo on the back. That made no sense at all. You know, why would you wear a Man United shirt with Ronaldo on the back? So you've paid the club money to get that shirt and all that, and then you go and protest against them. You've lost the argument straight away. Sammy, West Ham are a solid team. They are great. They're a very, very good team at the moment. I've got no problem with West Ham. So let's look at their stats. They are on 23 points. They have scored 23 goals, which is a good lot of goals, one more than Man City. They conceded 13. It's actually the equal with another team. It's the second highest in the top 6. So they can be got at West Ham, but I think them stats for West Ham right now, 23 points, 23 goals, 13 conceded. They'd bite your hand off for it if you told them that's how you'll start your season's going to be. Antonio always does well. Always, as soon as he puts a West Ham shirt on with Antonio, you know you're going to get blood, guts, and everything off him. He will run till he can't run no more. Not the most gifted of footballers, but he's powerful, strong, quick, and he'll give everything for the manager that he plays under. And you can't ask more than that, really. He uses everything in his ability, 100%. And I'm a big admirer of him. He's a very good footballer, and a very big admirer of him. I got a lovely midfield partnership with Rice and Souček. That's working well. That Souček transfer seems a brilliant transfer for Moisey. I think he got him in when he was first back at the club in the January transfer, was it? If I remember rightly. And he's taken to life really well in the Premiership, and that midfield partnership is solid. Declan Rice is an excellent player, but I think people get a bit carried away about this 100 million, 120 million pound valuation of Declan Rice. I thought against us, actually. He looked distinctly average against Liverpool. I was watching him very closely because I don't watch a lot of West Ham. So when they were playing us, I really wanted to watch Declan Rice and how he performed. I didn't think he was anything special. I thought he was okay. Actually thought Souček played better. So I think get it overrated, but it's British tax, ain't it? English tax. A very good player is going to cost a lot of money. English tax. More questions. Oliak could have at least been protested. The thing is, though, the people that go and watch Man United at Old Trafford, which I've watched a few United channels and like Stretford Paddock and all that, and what they're saying is the fans that go to Old Trafford every week, they sing Ollie's name and don't want him gone, and they won't ask for his head. Apparently, I don't know if that's true or not. I wouldn't know, but that's what they say on some Man United channels. Pogba, that is bad news. You know what about Paul Pogba? I say this right now about Paul Pogba. I like Paul Pogba as a footballer. I think he's extremely, extremely talented. But at Man United, he's not been coached correctly. Out of all the managers that he's been under there, he weren't coached correctly. Yeah, he's still not being coached correctly. I mean, I've seen him sometimes playing a defensive midfield role. Why would you make Paul Pogba a defensive midfielder? Why would you play in roles like that? It's not his game. The man is uber talented. He's got a beautiful pass on him. He's got a great shot on him. He's an athlete. Paul Pogba should be in and around the box as much as humanly possible. You don't want Paul Pogba sitting on the halfway line breaking play out. That's not his game. You want him in and around that box as much as possible. And for me, he's a better midfielder than Bruno Fernandes. I think he's a far better midfielder than Bruno. I like Bruno. He's a good player. But if I had to choose one of the two, it'd be Paul Pogba. But he's just not been coached correctly. And at France, in the French team, he's coached correctly. They know his role. You always see him in and around the box, you know, using his athleticism, his passing. For Juventus, he was the same. So he's not being coached properly, and it's not his fault. So Pogba will be a miss for Man United. I think he's an exceptional player. Devils Antonio scored for Jamaica. I bet he did. I really like him. If West Ham get an injury in midfield, it's back to Mark Noble. You got to love Mark Noble, though. Mark Noble loves West Ham, and I love any footballer who loves their local team and will put their life on the line for their local team. I've got to respect that. So I respect Mark Noble. Edward, can't wait for Man United to replace McFred with Rice, spending 100 million in the process. Yeah, it looks like that might happen. Edward, Pogba needs proper mids around him. He had that Juventus with Vidal, Pirlo, and France. That's what I'm saying as well with, being coached right. If you put him in the midfield with McTominay and Fred, you're not going to get the best out of Pogba. So you do need to have the right players around him, coach him correctly, and then the midfield of him and Bruno, I don't think works because Pogba wants to be in the positions Bruno's in, and Bruno doesn't defend. He's not about defending Bruno, so Pogba has to do the defensive role of that team, and that's just not his game. Edward, different players really. Bruno is a cam though. I'd say, you know what? I'd say Bruno Fernandes ain't even a midfielder. I'd say he's like a shadow striker, ain't he? He's sort of like, if you played 4-4-1-1, you play Bruno just behind the striker, that number 10 role. He's not really a midfielder, I wouldn't say. Pogba for me, I think he's overrated. What has he really done? You could. I somewhat agree with that, John. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he's been coached correctly. But we always can have our views, John. And I can't say I totally disagree with you. That's true. Mourinho's actual thoughts for Pogba created some hostility through the club. So it's focused let him go for a good reason. Yeah, we all forget that Pogba was a youth player at United and Ferguson didn't like him. Ferguson thought he had an attitude problem and was very happy to see him go to Juventus. Now, Alex Ferguson said the best footballer he thought he ever saw was Ravel Morrison. All right, that's coming from Alex Ferguson. He thought Ravel Morrison was one of the best footballers he ever saw. But Ravel Morrison's attitude problem caused him to have a lot of issues, and he didn't really fulfil his potential, and that's why he got moved on. Phil Jones will probably get a moment in 2020. I can't believe Phil Jones is still a Man United player. That's amazing. And Phil Jones is on ridiculous wages. I think Phil Jones is on the same wages as Matip. Crazy. You already spoke about Chelsea. Yeah, I spoke about Chelsea at the beginning of the show, Sammy, just before you came in, mate. Kante or Kimmich. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't I have both? I'm going to go Kimmich because if I've got another defensive midfielder like, I don't know, like Fabinho in my team, I'll have Kimmich alongside him. Kimmich's ability on the ball is better than Kante's. That's a hard one. Kimmich is just, I'm going to go Kimmich. He's younger as well. I think so, yeah. Fergie rated Phil Jones. Come on, lads. He can't always be right. Yeah, he did. He said Jordan Henderson is going to get, he's got a weird running style and it's going to cause him problems and all that, and that didn't really be true. And, Phil Jones was very highly rated by a lot of teams. Liverpool tried to buy Phil Jones, but Man United bid 15 million for him at Blackburn, and Liverpool didn't want to match that offer at the time. And 15 million back then was quite a bit of money for a centre back. Red Devils, you say Kante nothing. Oh, I know. That's my South London accent there, fella. Can't help it. Kante. There you go. I put the K in there. Kante and Kante. Yeah, that's just my accent. My lazy talking, shall we say. So let's go to fourth place now, which is Liverpool. So 22 points, 31 goals, but 11 conceded. So it's been a strange few weeks for Liverpool Football Club. We started the season extremely well. I mean, we only brought in one player in the summer in Kante, who for me is going to be a tremendous centre half for 36 million. I think in the years to come that'll look like a bargain. But we didn't strengthen in areas we need to be strengthened, and that has shown in the previous games. Mo Salah is on absolute fire, best forward in world football. Maybe some will say Benzema, it might be close. I don't watch a lot of Benzema. Spanish football is really hard to watch in this country now. But, I mean, Mo ain't scored in his last 3 or 4 games, which is crazy. But, you know, he's still involved in a heck of a lot of plays. He's still getting assists or, you know, he's creating chances at a highest end. So, you know, he's still around where he should be. He's top goal scorer in the Premier League. I think he's actually second in the assist charts at the moment. So he's having a tremendous season. He's probably the player of the year so far. Sadio Mane is on absolute fire for us. 5 goals this season, 100 Premier League goals. He's had a great start of the season, but considering a lot of people thought Sadio Mane was gone and finished from last season, he's had a bad year. We had COVID. There was no fans. Everyone was down. No one was really high in life all last year, were they? And but Mane's doing the business at this moment in time. Sammy was good back then. Did you see what he was like? He used as a CDM. I think let's talk about Pogba. John Moore, not just because I'm a Liverpool fan, but with the players we have coming back from injury, I still believe whoever finished above us wins the league. Yeah, he could be right there. Let's talk about them injuries. So obviously, last season was the season that Liverpool lost every centre half they ever had on their books. They got so bad that we had to start using Gini Wijnaldum and Henderson as centre backs. Fabinho as a centre back as well. Fabinho was actually quite decent at centre back. He used to be a right back when he was a little bit younger. So he has a bit of experience there. Sometimes, not recently, but when he started playing for Brazil, they used him at right back when he was playing at Monaco. So he's got that defensive, responsibility. He can play centre half. Obviously, you don't want him there, but he can play there. And then last season went to the shit for Liverpool. Basically, didn't go well. Really struggling. And this year it's gone to our midfield. So I can't wait till next year when it goes to our attack. But this year it's our midfield getting absolutely obliterated. And that's why I said we've conceded 11 goals. Because we've not got that defensive structure in the midfield that protected the defence. I've said it time and time again. You can have the best 4, 5, whatever you play at the back defenders in world football in each position. If they're not getting any protection, you're going to concede goals. And at this moment in time, Liverpool's midfield doesn't protect the back 4 well enough. Now, everyone knows the way Liverpool play. It's not a secret anymore. Liverpool play extremely high line, right up to the centre, to the halfway line. They play their full-backs really high. Basically, our full-backs are wide midfielders. And so we play really high, really aggressive football. So when we don't protect that with our midfield, it's very easy to get in behind our defence. I've said it from time and time again. I just wish Jurgen Klopp said to the team, play 5 yards further back, leave the attack up in the same position, and we might be a bit defensively better. Hopefully, after the international break, Liverpool will be getting, we'll have Thiago fitter, Fabinho back, he'll be fitter, Hendo be there. Keita won't be too far away. Ox is fit. So I think we'll have more choices. Harvey Elliott, more videos come out about Harvey Elliott, and he looks like he's getting fitter. And I could see Harvey Elliott coming back in the new year. So players are coming back. Hopefully Liverpool can start playing Thiago Henderson and Fabinho as our midfield three going forward for the weeks to come, with Ox, Curtis Jones, Milner coming back soon. He should be soon back. Kate soon back. You know, them as on the bench as can change around. That'll be the three I want to see against Arsenal, who we play obviously next weekend. I think it's Saturday. I can't remember. Next weekend we play Arsenal, so I really want to see a midfield of Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho. I think that midfield can protect the defence brilliantly. Thiago can dictate a game from midfield and keep the ball moving. Henderson's your energy. Fabinho's your defender. It's got a lovely link to it. Liverpool scoring 31 goals. I've said it for a while now. I think we've got the best attack in Europe. Maybe not the best three players individually if you put them up against certain other three players. But at this moment in time, the way we attack as a football team, I think it's very hard to stop us scoring goals. Obviously, we've got to clean up that defence a bit. So let's go to our opponents that we play next weekend, Arsenal. Now, Arsenal started the season terribly. Obviously, they lost their first three games. They did have a hard start to the season. We have got to give them that. It was an extremely hard start of the season. They had some injuries as well, so they didn't have their full strength squad. They went into the season a bit undercooked, a bit weak, and they looked like they were having a few problems. And and we look at Arsenal's. So Arsenal are on 20 points. They've only scored 13 goals and they conceded 13 goals. So they've got a goal difference of 0. And they're only 2 points behind us, which is nuts. But I hear some Arsenal fans are my favourite fans. I love Arsenal fans. I've never seen a team that bigs up their team more than Arsenal. They just they're hilarious. So today, I don't know if you've seen this fella, but today Arsenal fans apparently said that Arteta is going to be a better manager than Jurgen Klopp, and he's showing it the reason why at this moment in time. And I'm like, I don't know where the proof is in this. You know, everyone. Let me just get to this a minute with Jurgen Klopp. When fans come on social media and YouTube channels and try and go, like, Jurgen Klopp's only won this and that, and everyone calls him the best, this top drawer manager, and he hasn't hardly won any trophies. Look, Jurgen Klopp played his whole footballing career at Mainz in the second division in Germany. His whole career. He played in the second division for his boyhood club in the second division. He then got word that the manager was leaving and he was coming to the end of his playing career, and Mainz asked him to be their manager. He took over Mainz and he got them promoted for the first time in their history. You know, people don't look at real things. They just look at stats. Stats is bullshit. Look at real evidence. He got Mainz promoted, and then he got them into an excellent league position for the first 2 seasons in the top division in Germany, and then unfortunately he got relegated with them. You know, but getting them into the top tier of German football for a couple of seasons is an amazing effort, and he'll always go down as their god, their hero in Mainz. He's absolutely adored. Then he went and took, I think it was at Mainz for 7 years as manager. And then he went to Dortmund, obviously. I think everyone looks at the Borussia Dortmund now, but they forget the Borussia Dortmund back. So, I'm older. I can go back on these things. 1997, Borussia Dortmund won the Champions League. And then it was going well for them. And then in the early to mid 2000s, Borussia Dortmund started hitting a brick wall, and things weren't going very well for them, and they were not playing attractive football. They were having a lot of troubles on and off the pitch. So they brought in Jurgen Klopp, and Jurgen Klopp came in with his staff that he's had from Mainz till he has now, apart from Pep Linders and a couple of others. And Buvac obviously left Liverpool, but Buvac went all the way through with him up to Liverpool. And it was at Borussia Dortmund, and he did an amazing job. He won back-to-back league titles with them. You know, this is a country in Germany where Bayern Munich own and run that league. No one owns a league in a country like Bayern Munich own German football. Every single year, Bayern Munich take the best player from their rival club to make them better. I mean, this year they took Upamecano and the manager from RB Leipzig, you know, and obliterated them. It's just what he'd done at Bayern Munich, what he'd done in Germany, what he'd done for Borussia Dortmund. You know, back-to-back league titles. Didn't spend the money at Bayern Munich. He found diamonds in rough. He found Lewandowski from Poland for 4.2 million, I think it was. Made him a superstar. The players, that Dortmund team he had that year, got to Champions League final where he faced Bayern Munich. But at that time, he already was losing his better players to Bayern Munich. Goetze and Lewandowski went in the same season to Bayern Munich. You know, he couldn't compete anymore. Unfortunately, in his last season, I think they finished 7th. But he got obliterated by Bayern Munich. They took all his best team players. They also took his scouts and things like that. And he had nothing left. Come to Liverpool. Liverpool have had 30 years of no winning the league. We've had good managers. We've won a European Cup in between. All this sort of stuff. We had Roy Hodgson, who said on national television, Liverpool aren't too big to get relegated. That's how shit it was. Jurgen Klopp took over Brendan Rodgers, who did well, settled the ship. We almost won the league title, but then he fell off, a bit like he's doing with Leicester. And Klopp came in and completely changed his club around. Brought in some of the best players in the world, developed a lot of amazing players, and now it's got us producing some amazing football. We're one of the top teams in Europe, no matter what anyone says. And then Arsenal fans, all they can go on is stats. Now, I just gave you Jurgen Klopp's managerial history, yeah? So, of course, he's only managed 3 clubs. One of the clubs he was never really going to win trophies with. Borussia Dortmund, he was up against the mighty Bayern Munich, who owned Germany. And he won back-to-back titles and their FA Cup. You know, he won trophies at Dortmund. Comes to Liverpool, changes Liverpool completely round, went to Champions League and a Premier League. You can talk about the Super Cups if you want. The World Club Championship, for me, it's a prestigious trophy. I don't care what anyone says. You know, it's a UEFA recognised trophy, so it's an actual honour. You know, we've won stuff under him. When you hear Arsenal fans go, yeah, Arteta he's going to be better than Jurgen Klopp, and here's the proof. I'm like, shut up. Stop being idiots. You know, Arsenal, they're doing well at this moment in time. But as someone says, it was Edward, Arsenal are benefiting from no European football. They're playing once a week. And if I look at the games they played recently, I think they beat Norwich 1-0. I think they beat Watford 1-0. They're not ripping teams apart. Apart from Leicester and the Spurs game, I don't think Arsenal have looked that amazing. And I think they're just getting so carried away. And they get disrespectful as well. Bayern Munich attack is the best for me, bro. Sané is moving mad like it's 2019 again. Yeah, but I can move mad in Germany, Sammy. You know, if I got myself fit, lost a couple of stone, you know, I used to be quite quick. I could run the 100 meters in 11.2 seconds. I weren't slow. I I could do it in Germany. Sane left City for a reason. But I respect your opinion. But I think if Liverpool buy Bayern Munich over 2 legs, we'd obliterate them. I mean that. John, don't get Arsenal fans at the start of the season. He wanted the manager out. Now it's the best manager ever, and they're going to win the league. I know it goes on and on and on. I can't wait till we smash the shite out of them. Really can't. John, as John Emery said, what are they smoking at the Emirates? Oh no, that is what anyone thinks of our owner in John Henry. That is the greatest quote. It's so gangster. It is so gangster. And that video of John Henry smoking that huge Cuban and all that, the man is gangster. I've got to give it to him. But yeah, what are they smoking over there? I think that was about the Suarez thing, weren't it? That's all. Don't remind me about Hodgson. Sorry, I brought Hodgson up, guys. You know, take it away from remembering right now. I never spoke about it. But yeah, Arsenal, they're playing a nice brand of football at the moment. They've got their games going. Now, I don't hate Arsenal Football Club. It's just some of their fan base is so excruciatingly cheesy and cringe and come out with ridiculous things. Like people said, they wanted Arteta gone start of the season. Now he's going to be better than Klopp, and they go on stats and all this crap. You know, it's just calm yourself down. Arsenal as a club are a great club. Great respect. I've got nothing but respect for the club. Some of their fans, though, jeez. But after that 3 losses, they're obviously unbeaten since August. They're doing well. Arteta's found a way he wants to play. Smith Rowe has come in and hit the ground running. He's a very, very good footballer. But again, Arsenal fans keep trying to make an argument like he's better than Mason Mount and blah de blah and blah de blah. You know. I like Smith Rowe. I think he's a good footballer. I don't know what's matter with the internet here. Is it all right, guys? I'm going in 7:20, I think. He's got going. Smith Rowe, I really like Smith Rowe. I think he's a good footballer. He runs well with the ball. You know, not a lot of players can run really well with the ball, and he does run well with the ball. Is he as good as Mason Mount? Now, Mason Mount, you know, he's got the trophies to back it up, and he'd do it in Europe. He's done it for England. So you wouldn't say at the moment, but I don't think there's much in it. I really don't. You know, Chelsea fans laugh and say, don't be stupid. But looking at the two of them, Smith Rowe's been better this season than Mason Mount. But Mason Mount's got last season, you know, and yeah, I wouldn't laugh at that. I really would. I don't get why Chelsea fans do. I don't think there's much. At this moment in time, Smith Rowe's playing better. Saka, who I really, really like. He's a bit up and down, though, Saka. Sometimes he can look amazing. Sometimes he drifts out of games a lot. But he's an exceptional player, Saka. And I would love him at Liverpool. I wouldn't lie. I think we were interested in him last season. We were looking at him. I think we've been scouting him for a couple of years now, but I don't think we'll ever get him. But I do like him as a footballer. And the big one, the goalkeeper. Now, when I heard they were bidding for him, I was like, surely not. Because I remember him, I mean, Sheffield United last season, he was shit. Absolutely terrible. And now he looks like, you know, a prime kind of bloody, he looks like a prime Buffon in some games. He's great with his feet. You know, he looks exceptional. His save that everyone goes mad about, that free kick save just before the international break, they all go absolutely nuts about it. It's the most overrated save of all time. The goal, it was right down the middle, you know, and it's because he was out of position is why he had to dive so far for it. The ball was right down the middle of the goal. It was so overrated. But he's done well. He's done well at Arsenal, really well. And Arsenal are going well. Hopefully, obviously, next weekend we smashed it absolute life out of them, and that'd be lovely. Yeah, right, guys, this should be funny. It won't be for Mr. Red Devil if he's still here, but let's talk Man United. On 17 points, they've scored 19 goals, considering Arsenal are doing really well at this moment in time, they've scored 19 goals, Man United. They've done well goal-wise, but they conceded 17 goals, guys. 17 goals. I'll say that again. Man United have conceded 17 goals. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous, Sammy. Arteta is a Pulis Pep. Yeah, you might be right. 17 goals, that's absolutely great. But remember, guys, when they bought Maguire, he was as equal to Van Dijk. You remember, 80 million Maguire was equal to Van Dijk. Yeah, he's a Primark Van Dijk, maybe. Primark Van Dijk. That's what I call Maguire. Just get off the Van Dijk thing. Harry Maguire, I've said it for time. He's an average centre half, made to look decent when he plays with another average centre half. Soon as you play him against a world-class centre-half, Maguire looks crap. And at the moment, that's what he is. All this stuff about he's good with his feet, he's a good footballer and all. I've never seen it. He scored for England yesterday and he slid on his knees and put his fingers in his ears to say, shut up to the pundits and the press that have been slagging him off this season. Because, scoring against Andorra is, well done, good boy. Yeah. Prat. What a prat he is. He loves Greece. We know that. Great holiday destination. Harry Maguire loves Greece. Absolutely adores it. Just don't wind him up when you're out there. Make sure you don't wind him up. They're in shit. But one thing we will say about Man United, especially all the Liverpool fans here, Man United have got the best manager in the world in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We all know that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is number one manager. Do not sack him. He's doing something at your club. And as long as Ole's there, do not let him go, Man United. Do you hear that? Do not let him go. Ole doing brilliant. Jamie, best manager ever, give him a lifetime contract. Yeah. Roy Keane cooked Maguire yesterday. Yeah. I actually heard that today. I looked on YouTube and found it. It was hilarious. Maguire's prat doing that. Like, oh yeah, I'll shut you all up because I scored against Andorra. Shut up. Yeah, I remember the twats on Football Terrace bigging him up. That's it. Good old English Harry, that's their best centre. Oh, it does me head in. I like the Football Terrace. What they do over there, they're a massive YouTube channel. They got that connection now where they got a studio show on Fridays. I'd love to go to the studios, Liverpool fan, talk with them. I've been on the terrace a couple of times as a caller. I'm not going to say anything. They're an amazing YouTube channel. And what Terry does over there, he does brilliantly. He's one of the best YouTubers for football out there. And he, considering he's a Man United fan, when he talks about, Liverpool, he talks with respect, and I like him. It's some of the guests they have on there that does my head in. Some of the guests they have on there a bit, but it makes for good viewing. You want controversy creates cash. Always remember that controversy creates cash, and you need it. I might get controversial on this my YouTube channel one day. Make the cash, make it. But all big respect to them over there. Great YouTube channel, absolutely the best. Man United fans so gassed when they signed him. They were, and it's Leicester were happy to let him go. You know what I mean? And Leicester have improved since he left, so it tells you everything, don't it? Edward, keep driving that bus, Ollie. Yeah, he's on the special bus, though. He's on that special bus. Yeah. John, big Nat Phillips is better than Maguire for me. Oh, my cousin Nat Phillips, eh? Yeah. No, I'm joking. But I love Nat Phillips. That is a proper centre half. Nat Phillips will head anything. Comes in the air, he's getting his head to it. I feel sorry for Nat Phillips, actually. I think he should have played more this season. I really do. Actually, Nat Phillips could have done in the Brentford game. He could have done in the West Ham game. Nat Phillips would have headed out all them corners. I'm telling you right now against West Ham, Nat Phillips would have headed out them corners. He's not he's slow. He's not great on the turn. You can get past Nat Phillips. But Nat Phillips will head anything and he will just kick it out. None of this, I'm going to play football on the ground and play a nice pass in the midfield. No, I'm hoofing the shit away. That's my game. Old school. He's just born in the wrong era, Nat Phillips. This 20 years ago, Nat Phillips would have been one of the best defenders in the league. United still get fourth. Yeah, they might do. They might do because they do have exceptional individual players at Man United. They've got to admit, they got Bruno, they got Ronaldo, they got Cristiano Ronaldo, they got I'm forgetting who they bloody got now. Mason Greenwood. They got tremendous attackers that can get goals out of nothing. And Marcus Rashford. They got all these amazing talent, and they can sometimes win games just on their talent, but they play as individuals. They're not a team, and they might get fourth by the luck, but I don't actually think they'll get it. Unless if Ollie stays all season and doesn't get sacked, Man United are not getting fourth. If Ollie leaves this season and they get someone who knows what they're doing, Man United are going to be a problem. Kante going to Spurs, though, I think has messed all that up. And I think Ollie will stay all season now. Yeah, he gets too easily, though, don't you think? Yeah. Sue said that. I know. Remind me, Edward, what that was on about. I've gone on a tangent now, so remind me what it's about. Nat Phillips reminds me a lot of old Carragher. Yeah, he does, yeah. Old school. And Luca, how you doing, fella? Arsenal fan, Luca? We're just talking about Arsenal, fella. So, talk about United. 6th place, 17 points, 19 goals, 17 conceded. Maguire's dog shit. Luke Shaw's dog shit. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's the best manager in the world. Keep him at the job. Big up, Luca. Big up, Luca. And got great attacking players, Man United. Players individuals. They don't play as a team. If they get a serious manager in, a serious manager, they're going places. But Conte going to Tottenham, I think, has ruined. Oh yeah, the controversy creates cash. Yeah, I'm with you, Edward. I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, he gets too gas to his though, don't you think? Yes, you said. Yeah, controversy creates cash. That's what it's all about. It's all about being controversial. Get as many eyes on you as possible. You get 1 million viewers. You're getting the eyes, you're getting the people watch you. The whole point of YouTube channels is to get all the attention and all the eyes on you. So if you can get that in any way possible, good on you. Good on you. Go for it. So now I'm going to talk about Spurs and Leicester because Leicester have been top 6 last few seasons. Spurs are known as one of the big 6. So I'm going to talk about them, although not in the top 6 at the moment. So Spurs have got 16 points. They've only scored 9 goals and they've conceded 16. That is an awful stat. And we all know Spurs are going through a bit of a meltdown at the moment. Obviously, Conte's come in, probably going to settle the ship for a little bit, get his ideas across. And as the season goes on, Tottenham will probably improve. Well, they will improve. They've got a world-class manager. But before that, Daniel Levy at Tottenham is the biggest joke going. He classes himself as a great businessman. But what great businessman has an asset in Harry Kane who doesn't want to play for your football club no more, and you don't let him go for the money, for the right amount of money? You know, going 150, 160 million, Harry Kane, he's not going to go for that. You get 110, 120 million for Harry Kane. That's great business. You let him go in the summer. You then get the new manager in. You give him all that money to rebuild your team. You know, you've got good players there. Rebuilding it with around 120 million's worth of cash. Get some good players in the right positions. Tottenham go flying. They didn't do that. They kept Harry Kane. Doesn't want to be there. You hired a manager who was 128th choice. You know, you hired a manager who plays more defensive football than Mourinho. And the reason Mourinho went is because, you know, the style of football was terrible at times. He fell out with everyone. He moaned and moaned and moaned. And in the end, it was too much. He went. And then you hire Nuno, who is ultra defensive, ultra pragmatic, tries to play counter-attacking football. Did it at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, Tottenham played the Nuno way, that pragmatic counter-attacking football. But guess who wasn't in the side? Harry Kane. Now, Harry Kane, I've always said this, is a fantastic footballer. He's a class Premier League footballer, but he's not world class. And I always get slated for this. How can you say Harry Kane's not world class? Look at the goals he's got for England. Look at the international record. Look at all this and all that. And I'm like, no, I don't care about all that. International records are myths. International records are the biggest myth stat in football. Yeah. Rooney is England's top ever goal scorer. Yeah. But Robbie Keane at Ireland has more international goals than Wayne Rooney. But is Robbie Keane a better player than Wayne Rooney? I don't think so. So international stats are really misleading. Where did they get all their goals? You know, where did all their goals come from? Look at Wayne Rooney. He only ever, I think, got 2 goals in World Cups ever. You know, most of his goals come in international friendlies and qualifiers against, you know, low-level opposition. Stat padding. International records mean jack. It's a massive myth. Yeah, I get irritated by all that sort of stuff. Dave, how are you, fella? Hope you're well. Everyone, if you haven't subscribed to Dave, go over and subscribe to his channel. He's got an excellent channel. I think he had the Liverpool goalkeeping throwing coach, the Liverpool throwing coach on his channel. I think it was today or yesterday. Great little video. Yeah, it's great guests. So go and subscribe to him, guys. No problem, Dave. No problem. I need to know your contacts, though, Dave. Kai, Spurs been trash this season. Yeah, well, it's Spurs, isn't it? John, big up, Dave. Amazing channel. Yeah, amazing over there. Doing great stuff, is Dave. So Spurs are just, as I said, they started the season. Klopp. Is that your source? Is that your guy? You get Klopp Wiltshire. That's your contact, is it, Dave? That's a heck of a contact. You know, like, throw his phone number my way if you can. So yeah, Spurs started the season counter-attacking brilliantly, and they didn't have Harry Kane in the team because he was at home sulking. I can't get my moves. What am I going to do? I'll stay at home. I'll go on holiday. Where's my brother? Who's my agent? Where is it? Yeah, whatever. Grow up. And so Tottenham didn't have him for the first few weeks. Tottenham played really well. They were at the top of the league. They were scoring, starting to play well, getting goals. Son and that looked excellent. Nuno's getting his things across. And then because Kane never left, come the end of the transfer window, the end of the summer, Kane never left. He stayed there. Nuno has to play Harry Kane. You know, you can't have that. As I said, he's a class player, Harry Kane. I don't think he's world class. I think he's a class player. He's a class Premier League player. He's just not got that little bit for me. And so he's got to play him. He hasn't got a choice. He can't have that, you know, that sort of player just sitting on the bench. He's got to play him, and I don't think it helped Nuno at all. I really don't, especially the way Nuno wants to play counter-attacking football, wants to play quick passing. He wants to use his full-backs, his wing-backs. You know, he likes to use their wingers, getting balls in the box, quick, attractive football going forward if he can. And with Harry Kane, he couldn't do that because Harry Kane runs like he's got mud permanently on his feet. And he's slow. You know, there's no getting away from it. It's not a problem. You know, it's just Harry Kane's never really had to rely on his pace because he's quite quick up here. A bit like Teddy Sheringham was back in the day. He weren't quick, but he always had 2 yards in his head before everyone else. But it's gone wrong for Tottenham, and they didn't buy well, and you know they haven't bought well for a while now. And under Mourinho, I didn't think the transfers are that great, and yeah, it's the Conte's got a big job. He's got a big job there. You know, he likes playing 3 at the back. He likes playing that 3-4-3 formation, and I don't think you can do that with Tottenham at the moment. The players they have. So I think he'll just use this season to bed himself in. He'll get results because Tottenham are going to pick up now. I expect Harry Kane to pick up, become a bit more like himself because he has only got 1 goal this season in the league. I expect him to be more himself. He's going to come back from international football this week. You know, having played, scored a hat-trick yesterday, so he'll come back a bit happier. Conte's there now, so he's going to want to play for Conte. So I see Tottenham doing well. I don't see them getting in the top 4. I think they're too far behind. Even now, I just don't see it. They got to look for a top 8 finish for me, Tottenham, and then go again next season. Leicester, horrible Hotspurs, Sammy. Yes. Leicester. No, they've. Leicester was everyone's sort of like second favourite club in a way, weren't they? Last 2 seasons, they've been in that top 4 most of the season, and then fallen out of it the last few weeks of each of the last 2 seasons. And it happened again last season. It seems to happen under Brendan Rodgers. I don't know what it is that happens to Brendan Rodgers' teams when it comes to the end of the season, but they always fall away. I don't know if it's because he hasn't got the squad, or he just runs them into the ground, or he's tactically run out of ideas, or the players have stopped listening to him. Something happens. And they didn't start the season particularly well, Leicester. They come under it a bit undercooked. They had a good transfer summer. They had a good summer getting players in, as Leicester always do. They're one of the best teams in the transfer market, Leicester, finding little gems. They've got good players, but losing their centre-half at the beginning of the season was massive for them. He was their best defender last season. They just came in the season a bit undercooked, a bit underwhelmed, trying to get these players all in and working them out. And as they got 15 points right now, they sit 12th in the league. They scored 10 goals and conceded 18. That's the problem at the moment. Defensively is Leicester's problem. I mean, Arsenal smashed 4 past them. So Leicester's problem is at the moment defensively. They will score goals because they got players up front that can do the job. But I just don't know if there's something with Brendan Rodgers. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Brendan Rodgers is Man United manager. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this season if he's Man United manager. Sammy, where do you rank Rodgers? 5th best in the league? So we've got Pep and Klopp 1 and 2, whatever order you want to put them in. Tuchel 3rd, Conte 4th. Rodgers 5th. I mean Moisey. You know, when Moisey gets a club that he can, like he's doing West Ham, like he has last season and this season going, he's doing a job. Potter at Brighton, good football team. All that Brighton's problem is that they can't score goals. So they haven't got an out-and-out forward. I mean, that's happening. That seems a bit better this season for them. I mean, they sit 7th at the moment. Yeah, I'd say Rodgers is probably 5th. Yeah. John, look at Brendan Rodgers' whole career. He always seems to fall apart after the third or fourth year happened. With us and Celtic, I think it's happening again, yeah. But they've been playing well. They've been playing a lot better lately, Leicester. And I expect them to jump up the league. If United keep going the way they are, they're what? They're 2 points behind United. And their goal difference is -8, and United is +2, so that's a 10-goal difference. So it depends. If United keep falling, they can get in that top 6. Spurs above them by a point in 9th. Arsenal. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really, really, really tight, guys. Really tight. But guys, what I'm going to do? Rafa 5th. Yeah, I'd say Rafa's probably a better manager than Rodgers. He's doing what he's meant to do at Everton. He went with Everton for a reason, and he's doing that. So, guys, I'll put the link in the chat if you want to call in, have a chat about what we've talked about so far today, and you can give me your opinion on the start of this season for all the clubs, for Liverpool, anything like that. John, Brendan Rodgers will be Man United manager for Christmas, I think. Yeah, I've got a stinky feeling that's the man they want. Excuse the drinking, I'm a bit thirsty. Yeah, I think that's the manager Man United are looking at. Look, Brendan Rodgers has got a good style of football, and he knows what he wants his teams to play like, and I think he can get a tune out of this Man United team. I really do. I think he can do something with this Man United team, and he will be backed in the transfer market. I mean, all this protest stuff with Man United, but they do back them. I mean, Solskjaer spent over 400 million, so Rodgers would go to Man United knowing he'll get financially backed. He's got great players there. He's got Ronaldo. I mean, he's got a chance of managing and coaching Ronaldo, for goodness sake. I mean, it would be very hard for him to turn down if he got offered the job. Will he get offered the job? Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm trying to think who United could go for. I think they really wanted Kante, but Spurs swooped in, and that's obviously gone now. Zidane is about. He's not doing anything, but would Zidane... I've heard that Zidane never wants to manage in England. I don't know if that's true. Sammy, you might know. I don't know if that's completely true. I know a few years ago he had an interview, and he was saying he probably never wants to manage in England. Does that? I will. John, does that? I really hate after taking the Celtic job, but if he joins the scam, he can be yeah. Yeah, if Rodgers goes United, I mean that Liverpool tie's all but broken. But I don't think Rodgers cares. But as I said, guys, I'll put the link in the chat. So if you want to come in and have a chat, go for it. I'll put it in one more time. I'll put the link in again, guys, in the chat. So if you want to come in and chat, I'll take your questions, talk about the season so far, your thoughts and opinions of what's happening. So yeah, I say United, I just don't see. I just don't see United finishing anywhere in that top 4. He's waiting for the France job, probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, I mean, Deschamps going to go after the next World Cup, probably. You know, the defending champions. I can't remember when. Was it ever won the last World Cup? I can't bloody remember now. I think it was. Yeah, so, you know, that World Cup next year, that's crazy. That schedule for that World Cup next year is nuts. So, guys, the link is open if you want to come in and call. By all means, come in on, click the link, come on in, guys. Yeah, for that World Cup next year that's going to be crazy. It's in the middle of November and ends 2 days before Christmas Day. I think it's like the 23rd of December is the final. And then did everyone see the Premier League's schedule around it? So they basically, the Premier League will finish a week before the World Cup starts. So all Premier League players only get 7 days, you know, to get themselves over to their international teams and prepare for 7 days for a World Cup. And then after the World Cup final on the 23rd of December, the Premier League restarts on Boxing Day next year. That is crazy and so disrespectful to the players. I mean, how the players go to cope. We're going to see a lot of injuries next year in the winter next year because you play Premiership football, then 7 days before the World Cup, they all go off, play the World Cup finals on the 23rd of December, and then the Premiership restarts on Boxing Day. You're running players into the ground. It's so out of order. It's unreal. John, I love to join James. Just having a very late dinner. Wow. That is late. Don't get heartburn, fella. Don't get heartburn. I can't eat this late. I will get heartburn like you wouldn't believe. And yeah, I have to finish eating around 8 o'clock. I can't eat a meal after 8 o'clock. It would kill me. What you having, John? Anything nice? What is it? A Saturday at 11 o'clock at night. It's got to be a Chinese or an Indian, surely. Surely it's one of them. So, guys, and if you can't call in, guys, just message me in the chat if there's anything you want to talk about, and we'll go through it. You know, we've been, hour and 17 minutes live. We can keep going for a little bit more. So if you can't call in, guys, write in the chat what you wanna chat about. Any questions, I'll answer them. If you want to ask me a question about anything, I'll answer it, as long as it's not too personal. Yeah. So, guys, what do you think? I'll give you a question, guys. I'll start this question. Who do you think will be the top 4 at the end of this season, from 1st to 4th? Give me your top 4. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. John, I always do, mate, but with kids, I always eat late. Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I've got the 3 of them. I've got my oldest, she's going to be 5 tomorrow. My middle one, he is going to be 3 in January. And my youngest was 1 last week. So, yeah, hands full. That's why I can only do these videos sort of like late in the evening, so everyone's gone to bed and chilled. You know, the house is nice and quiet. Otherwise, it's hell. And beef stroganoff with wild rice. Jeez, John. Jeez. If I ate that this time of night, I wouldn't be able to breathe. Better man than me, John. Hope it's nice. The wife make it. Sounds lovely. So top 4, guys. Who would your top 4 be? From 1st place to 4th place. Who's your champions and who just gets 4th place? So I'm going to say it right now. I think, although Chelsea are top of the league, and as I said, they've only conceded 4 goals, I think Man City win the title. I think Man City win the title. I just think, that obviously they won the title last season without a striker, like a proper striker. They got Gabriel Jesus, but you know he's a good player. Gabriel Jesus is a good player, but he's not. I don't think he's going to win you a lot of things. Yeah, Kai's got basically. Wow. Right, for a show, Kai's thing, the fourth place is just, this could happen. So he's got City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. So he's got my top three. I think that's how the top three will finish. Fourth place, he's got Arsenal sneaking in. Did she fuck, mate? Says I'm a chef, so what should she? Excellent. So you're a chef. I didn't know that, John. Oh, if you're a chef, mate, then you've got to, yeah. Oh, it says I'm a chef. Why should she? Oh, fantastic. I better take that off before she sees it, John. But if you're a chef, John, I mean, I'm with your wife. You're a chef, you know, you get in that kitchen fella, you know. Edward, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United, only because they get wins from Ronaldo and Bruno. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. They got individuals that get them out of a lot of trouble. Spurs having to rely on Kane for goals. Yeah, I agree with you there. Hi, Sammy.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, how are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I did good.
You good? How you feeling, mate? You all right?
Yeah. We
Awesome.
talking about it now, the top four?
Yeah, give us your top four, Sammy. Go on.
Yeah, well, in City first, Liverpool second, Chelsea, then United.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I think Oli will go just in time, and up with 27 games to go, they will catch West Ham or whoever on top now.
Yeah,
but I still think City and Liverpool is the best. City next winning it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I think City will eventually win the league because City can go on amazing winning runs, similar to Liverpool. The last few years, Liverpool and City, the only two teams that can go on these big winning runs. And you know, I think when Liverpool start getting their players back from injury, and I think they go. The only thing that's going to hold Liverpool back, the reason I don't think Liverpool win the league is because the African Cup of Nations, we're going to lose Salah and Mane, and that's going to cost us a little bit. So that's why I got
City have a crazy squad.
Yeah,
City squad now. Deep squad.
Oh yeah, City got extremely deep squad.
Yeah. But I don't think it's plenty games Salah that might miss. When is the AFCON?
When's the AFCON?
Somebody was saying it was during our international break or something. I don't know. I ain't sure.
No, so the AFCON, so it starts. So they want the Premier League players to leave for the African Cup of Nations on Boxing Day, and then the AFCON starts 2 weeks after that. And then, if that's the case, they could miss up to 6 games. But Liverpool and a lot of the other Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City want it to be on the 27th of August, which is a couple of days later, which means they'll only miss 3 games because I believe there's after New Year's Day, you've got an FA Cup match, and Salah and Mane weren't playing that in a way.
That's crazy. And it will affect Liverpool the most.
Yeah. Oh well, it's going to affect us the most because the two high-profile players is Salah and Mane.
If you look at it, Mahrez.
Yeah, Mahrez at City. And
but he don't even start every game.
Yeah, and Mendy at Chelsea. That might be a big miss.
Yeah.
Mendy at Chelsea, that could be a big miss because Kepa, although he's done better lately, he's not as good as Mendy as a goalkeeper, so that could be a big miss.
Yeah.
But definitely hurts Liverpool the most, Sammy. No doubt about it. But yeah, so that's your top four. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, Sammy, I'll let you go. But thanks for coming on, Sammy.
Right.
Cheers, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cheers, Sammy. Thank you very much, fella, for coming on there. I agree. City can win 9-10 games. They can. What Sammy was saying, I agree with. You know, that top four. You know, I think the top three will be Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and it's just whatever order. But I just think AFCON will go F Liverpool up. Losing Sadio Mane is going to be a lot for Liverpool to handle. It all depends. So, now, the way it is with AFCON, if the Premier League can change it, that they go a week, because what I don't get is that the Premier League are letting their players leave 1 week before the World Cup next year. But for the African Cup of Nations, we're letting them go 2 weeks before the African Cup of Nations in the middle of the season. So I think what will happen is they'll come to some compromise and they'll go a week before. So they go on the 27th or 28th of December. So for Liverpool, it'll be after the Chelsea game. So I think Chelsea and Liverpool don't want to lose Mendy, Salah and Mane for that game. So after the Chelsea game, which is 27th of December, I think, or 28th of December, then they go. And then after New Year's Day, Liverpool have got, I think you've got the FA Cup third round. And then we've got Crystal Palace and Burnley, I think. And then we've got another FA Cup game and a 2-week winter break. And at the end of that 2-week winter break, the AFCON finishes and the players come back. So hopefully, you know, Salah and Mane, they wouldn't have played in the FA Cup games anyway, so that wouldn't have mattered. So they'll miss the New Year's Day game and Chelsea and Burnley. I think it's Chelsea and Burnley or Chelsea and Brentford. I can't quite remember. I know it's Palace. I know it's definitely Crystal Palace. So, yeah, I think if that's the case, I think Liverpool can manage that. I think you can play Origi, Jota, you know, Origi and Jota up front and Bobby Firmino up front for them three league games. And I think you can do all right. The FA Cup, they would have played in them. You got the 2-week winter break. And I don't think it'd be too bad if they can manage it that way around. I think it'd be all right. John, this season I don't think City can go on that kind of run. Something's just not right with them this year. Yeah, look, if we look at City from previous years, they can go on 10-game winning runs. Liverpool can go on 10-game winning runs. It's been proven the last few years. Even Liverpool at the end of last season, we went on a 10-game undefeated run at the end of last season, winning 8 and drawing 2. You know, and it sort of went under the radar. So Liverpool can still do that. Man City can still do that. But I do understand what you mean by City. There is something not quite as special about them as there was the previous year. So I get you there, John. Sam, if West Ham can build a 10-12 point gap on United with Ollie is still in the job, then maybe they can get top 4. Yeah, that's the thing with Ollie. I mean, look, we've been here with Ollie at Man United for the last few years, and we know how Man United play. They'll go on an amazing run of like 8 or 10 games, and then they'll fall away for 8 and 10 games. It's just the players Man United have got. They've got so many individual great players that can pour a performance out of the hat and get a win out of nowhere, that you can expect United to win some games where West Ham might drop points in them games. So Man United keep up there. It's going to be close. Personally, I think West Ham will start to drop and finish about 7th or 8th, personally. It is only November. We have only played 11 games. So it's getting carried away a little bit, Edward. But I fancy us to win Champions League so long we avoid City. I really do. Yeah, great. Look, we're the Champions League, guys. I've said it before. I think I might have said it last stream or the stream before. I honestly think Liverpool can win the Champions League because of the fans. Look, everyone says it. All the great managers, your Alex Ferguson's, your Arsene Wenger's, your Mourinho's, your Carlo Ancelotti's have come out. Anfield is the hardest place in Europe to go to try and win a game in Europe. It's just, there's something special about it. The fans and the atmosphere on European nights at Anfield is amazing. Now, I remember Rio Ferdinand the other week on BT Sports in the Atletico Madrid game. He was like, this Liverpool team at Anfield in Europe might be unbeatable. And with fans and no away goals this time, being no away goals, you're not going to have teams sit on a 1-1 because they got the away goal and they don't, you ain't going to get them chess match games no more. You're going to have teams going for each other because there's no away goal. So teams are going to have to go for the win no matter what. And I think that plays in our advantage at Anfield in European nights. I really do. Suhab, is it? Sorry if I pronounced that completely wrong and butchered the name. I do apologise. A bit off topic, but if you could sign 3 realistic players for Liverpool, who would it be? Great question. And welcome to the channel. I think it's the first time I've seen you here. So please subscribe and like if you like what you see. That's a great question. 3 realistic players. So we need a right back cover for me. We need a central midfielder that don't get injured and is reliable. And we need a forward player that can come on and there's not such a gap between the starting front 3 and someone off the bench. So at right back, I really like Matty Cash at Aston Villa. I really like Matty Cash at Aston Villa. I think he's a really good fullback. And that would be like on the left-hand side, we've got, Simicast and Robinson, quite equal left backs. If one plays, it doesn't look like we're at a disadvantage. Matty Cash came in for Trent for some games at right back. I don't think that would be too bad. People might say, Jamie, Matty Cash, you can do better than that. But I look at it and think, look, he's Premier League experienced. He's a good player. I don't see nothing wrong with that sort of sign. And it's realistic as well. Got to remember, Liverpool ain't going to go and spend ridiculous money on players. So, yeah, Matty Cash. Midfielder. Midfielder. What midfielder was I? Right. I like John McGinn. I really do. I like John McGinn at mid. I like John McGinn. People might go, Jamie, again, what are you chatting about? John McGinn. But I think he's an exceptionally good footballer. I've seen him for Scotland as well. He plays he's a good footballer. Don't let the fact that he's Scottish and he plays for Villa go that he ain't that good. He's a good footballer. And I think in Klopp's system, in our midfield, he could be very reliable. But personally, if I could, Gravenberch, maybe Gravenberch would be the one that if I could sign a midfielder tomorrow, it'd be Gravenberch. If I could have unlimited money and sign a midfielder, if I had unlimited money and you went to me, Jamie, sign a midfielder for Liverpool tomorrow, it'd be Jude Bellingham all day. Of course it would. He loves Liverpool. His hero, Steven Gerrard, and he'd come in a flash. Can you imagine Jude Bellingham working under Klopp? Jesus Christ, what a. But that's if we had unlimited money. We know our owners haven't. So, as the question was, realistically, Matty Cash at right back, McGinn as a centre mid. People might laugh at it. I like him, but Gravenberch. I think we could get Gravenbach. I really do. I don't think it cost the earth. Bellingham, you're looking at 100 odd million. Gravenbach, I think you can get for 40 odd million, 50 million. I think that's attainable. So yeah, Gravenbach. I'll go Gravenbach. But if it's unlimited money, and we had Newcastle owners, yeah, obviously Jude Bellingham. A forward. Realistically, I've said this for a long time. I've said it on Twitter. You might have seen me guys say it on the Coppish YouTube channel, bashing his name all the time. Jarrod Bowen, fantastic footballer. Saw it against us last week, and he's starting to get the praise he deserves. I see it all the time now about Jarrod Bowen. Get the praise he deserves. He's good with both feet. He's quick. He's intelligent. He works his socks off. And he looks like a Liverpool player, and he looks like a Klopp type of player. Jesus Christ, make an entrance. And yeah, Jarrod Bowen, that'd be my three. Rafinha, maybe. Rafinha, how much would Rafinha cost? If Leeds got relegated, Rafinha would probably be cheaper than Bowen if West Ham finish in European places. So maybe Rafinha. And then Basuma, that's one midfielder I forgot. But with Basuma and these allegations at the moment, I know he's playing again for Brighton. He played against us, it was superb. It's a fantastic player. He's too good for Brighton. But with all that hanging over his head at the moment, until that's cleared up, I might not go near him. But if it all gets cleared up and it's absolutely fine, he did nothing wrong, then yeah, Basuma or Gravenbach. Yeah, no doubt. Paulie, how are you, fella? Nice to see you. James Gerrard fails at Villa. There's no upgrade. It's down here. Well, Paulie's just like gone for it there, guys. Right, it is a risk for Gerrard if he wants to be Liverpool manager. I do agree with that, going to Aston Villa right now in his career. But what is failure at Villa? This is the problem. What do Aston Villa class as failure? If Gerrard is in his 2 or 3 years at Villa and keeps Villa in the top 10 in them 2 or 3 years, for me that's success. When you look at the teams above them and where they are in their moment in their careers and the managers they got, I would say if Gerrard stays in that top 10 for the next 2 or 3 years, he's done a good job for me. For me, it would be Zuri, Basuma, Rafinha. Yeah, say Basuma, Rafinha. Yeah, good choices. Excellent choices. Paul, I don't think it's downhill for him, even if he does go wrong and really believe it went. Watched him up close enough. Yeah, see, the thing is, at Rangers, I don't think people... being at Rangers is such a high-profile job. So if you finish second with Rangers, it's failure. You know, that's what it is like up there. There's 2 teams that run Scottish football, and if you finish second, it's failure. So he won the league last season, undefeated. Personally, I think if he stayed at Rangers this season, they would have won back-to-back leagues. So he's going to Villa. The pool of the Premier League is too hard for him to turn down. I don't blame him for taking the Villa job. My dream midfield sign is Kimmich. Yeah, good player. But I think he said realistic, and there's no way we could afford to buy Kimmich. Jamie, don't hype on players that we haven't seen. Kessie is her type of player. See, I haven't seen much of Kessie, to be honest. AC Milan, isn't it? Defensive midfielder. I know he's strong. But some people say it's really slow. But I mean, the players I'm talking about, I've seen play, and what I see of them, I like. You know, I've seen Gravenbach play. I like Bowen. See him every week. But Kessie, I haven't really seen much of him. I know the bits I have seen of him. He looks a solid player. He does look. I understand what you're saying. He does look like Liverpool moulded type of player. You know, he could sit there next to Fabinho, 2 defensive midfielders. You know, But if you could choose between Kessie and Basuma, personally, I'd choose Basuma. Would you take Roberto Mancini after Klopp? Good job for Italy, obviously. Won the Euros with Italy. Won the league with Man City. He's a very good matter. That's a heck of a question. Would I take Roberto Mancini after Klopp? I don't know. Personally, I think this is what's going. I don't think Gerrard's going to be the next manager for Liverpool when Jurgen Klopp leaves. I really don't. And I don't want Gerrard to be the next manager after Klopp leaves, because Klopp's done such a job at Liverpool. The next man who comes in, he's got an uphill task with everybody surrounding Liverpool, the fans, everybody, to keep that level where Klopp had it. So that's going to be a heck of a challenge. Maybe a Mancini can come in and do that sort of job. That's a really good question. I don't know if I'll take Mancini. I don't know if I want to go and change the playing style too much of what we've been playing after Klopp for like 7 years, and then after Klopp leaves, we can sort of change the way we play. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one, to be honest. Stevie will get him in Europe. Well, look at Villa spent well in the summer. They got good players. Yes, they lost their best player, but they have replaced well. I think all it is with Villa, it's taken a while for them players to bed in. They're new to the Premier League. I think Leon Bailey will light up the league once he's bedded into this league. And Gerrard might have got this Villa team at the right time. And yeah, you could be right there. You could be right there. No, John in big capitals. Would prefer a ball player with a bit more class on the ball, along with physical beef like Bazooka. Yeah, I agree. Probably, Jamie, we have spent 17 million net spent ever since the client came in. That's an effing joke. Right. Net spend is a bit of a... I understand what you mean by net spend. I don't always look at how much a player costs. It's a difficult one. The way I look at transfers, I look at it a bit differently. This is why I don't get so upset. I look at transfers a little different way, a way we spend money. So Liverpool's front three was built for just under 100 million. Yeah, Liverpool's front three was built for just under 100 million. Arsenal bought some of their defenders back a few years ago. Can't remember the German centre back. What's his name? Left Arsenal. Was it last season? He cost the same as he cost 3 million more than Mo Salah. You can go and buy players for a lot of money. Look, Everton has spent like 300 odd million in the last 3 years, and they got nothing to show for it. You know, it's wasted money. I think you can buy strategically, like Liverpool do, and buy quality. You know, we bought Mane for like 34 million, Salah for 35 million. Bobby was what, 29 million. You know, they're great buyers. You know, at their top drawer transfers that have been made better, and now they're all £100 million players. Robbo was bought for 8 million. You know, and plus it had the sale of Kevin Stewart on that. So that net spend would be nothing. So that's what I'm saying with net spend. So if you look at the Robinson deal, we sold Kevin Stewart to Hull and bought Robinson for 8 million. So the net spend on that was, I think, was zero. So if you look at net spend on that, but we got the best left back in world football. So I look at transfers a little differently, but I do understand what you're saying. We need to spend a bit more money. And I want to see a bit more money spent now because we do need it. And yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just look at it a little differently, that's all. I'm way behind the comments. John, it's going to be for Pep for me. Who would you start against? Arsenal out of Robbo and Simicast. at this moment in time. I wouldn't have Robbo near the first 11 for a few weeks and let him have a little holiday, little break, just get his head together. He's shattered, the poor sod. He's playing every game for Scotland as well. Agreed, Stevie has a long career as a manager ahead of him. He's only 40. Let him come in play 50. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be Liverpool manager eventually. It's going to happen. And I think he'll have Jamie Carragher as his assistant as well. Late 40s, not 50s. Yeah. 10 years, in 10 years' time, we don't know what we're all doing. In 10 years' time, I'll be 50. Believe it or not, I'm 40 right now. I'm the same age as Stevie. So, no, we don't. None of us know what we're doing. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised when Klopp leaves. Gerrard is the next manager who just comes in and they keep that feel-good factor at a real high level. I wouldn't be surprised. Personally, I'd want someone in for 2 years before Stevie, then Stevie comes in after that. But I think Stevie will come in. Mustafi, that's it. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mustafi costs more than Salah. If you look at it, things like that, it's all about scanning. Paulie, Jamie, we have let teams catch us up. Well, we shouldn't. Yeah, I do agree with that. We have let teams catch us up. I 100% agree with you on that one. When we was in a position of power, we should have improved the squad more than we have. I totally agree with that. Going by FFP, we're allowed to spend 285 minutes. Being about time FSG used their own money for once instead of just making money off us. Yeah, agree. They should spend a little bit more money. I'm not going to disagree with all these guys. I do agree with you. I don't know what that says for me. Me too, I'm 40. Yeah, we're all 40 here. It's the 40 gang. I'm going, James. Take care. You take care too, Sammy. Keep well, mate. If you need anything, just message me, fella. In 10 years, I could be... Yeah. Let's face it, with our wives, we could all be dead tomorrow. So, that's keep them happy. Okay, John. I'm not on Twitter these days, so sometimes I miss when you go live. Oh, Sammy, okay, fella. Well, just hit that bell. You subscribe to me, Sammy. So just hit the bell. So when I do go live, you'll get the alert come up saying I'm gone live. So make sure you hit the bell, fella. Yeah. So guys, that was an awesome show. Thanks everyone coming in, guys. Almost been on a couple of hours. So next time I'm on. So what we got going on here? So tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, so I won't be on tomorrow. Monday, we can do say Monday, guys. If you follow me on Twitter, guys, Jamie LFC 39 is my Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter with things you want me to do a video about, and I'll have your suggestions. So message me on Twitter, guys, Jamie LFC 39, and message me what you think video I should do on Monday, because I'm free to do a video Monday. I just don't know what to do a video about at the moment because we're international football and all that. Maybe we can do a look to the Arsenal game and say, but message me on Twitter and come in with your suggestions, guys. And we'll, I like listening to you guys. You're my guys, my community. John, love this channel. Brilliant videos always, and happy birthday to the wee girl. Cheers, my man. Thank you for the love. As I say, I love you all. You're my community. You're my guys. And I love what I'm doing here. Subscribers. Obviously, I want more subscribers. I want to get to this 100 mark as quick as I possibly can. So, guys, share my video everywhere. Retweet it on Twitter. Do what you can to try and get me to 100 subscribers. And once I've got to 100 subscribers, I'll do a 100 subscribers special, and we'll have a big call in. We'll chat about everything, Q&A, everything. We'll have a good time. John, Jamie, how many years you've been following Liverpool? So I've been supporting Liverpool since I was about 10 years old. So yeah, 30 years, mate. I saw Liverpool win the league. I supported Liverpool because my dad's a massive Liverpool fan since the 70s, and obviously your dad supports the football team, you follow your dad, and I'm glad I did. It's my my wife, my kids, and my football club. You know, that's my loves in my life. And you know, when Liverpool lose, I get heartbroken. I've got my child's left or something. Like that. It's horrible. I'm horrible to be around. My wife would tell you when Liverpool lose a game, I'm not nice to be around. And yeah, it's such a big love for me. But yeah, 30 years. 30 years. Great chatting with you always. And you, fella, great chatting to you guys. But yeah, so hit me up on Twitter, JamieLFC39. Give me suggestions, what you want to do in a video, what you want to do in a video, what you want me to chat about. We could do some Q&As. We could look to the Arsenal game at the weekend, look at the internationals that are going on, that maybe the players from Liverpool that have played internationals this week, see how they're doing, how they performed. I know I saw a beautiful assist by Salah for Egypt just last night. It was beautiful assist. So yeah, maybe we'll look at things like that. But just keep an eye out for me on Twitter, guys, because I always tell you when I'm going to go do a video, and make sure you hit the bell so you get alerts when I do go live. Was there a certain moment that made you certain that you were going to be a Liverpool fan forever? For me, it was Gerrard and Torres' relationship. So you're quite a new Liverpool fan. Well, as I say, my dad was a massive Liverpool fan. So I sat there and watched. I always liked football, but I didn't have a team at the time. And so I sat with my dad and watched Liverpool, and I just fell in love with Liverpool. It was, I ain't got a particular moment. But I remember just sitting there with my dad, watching Liverpool, and just knowing this is my team. You know, there was an immediate connection. I just thought, this is my team. And I've been with them ever since, thick and thin. I don't follow any other clubs. I don't get people that can support. I mean, I know John's got Rangers connections because, you know, he's up there. That's through his way. Probably his local team, but he loves Liverpool. Personally, I don't. I could never support another club. I don't like international football that much. My club means everything to me. I don't understand people who can wear different teams' shirts. I see it all the time, like people wearing different club shirts. I'm like, I couldn't do that. I start wearing another T-shirt with someone else's wife on the front of it. You know, you just can't do that, can you? Can't do that. No, Liverpool is just everything to me. Everything. John, you have to follow the team your dad does. Liverpool doesn't. But yeah, if your dad supports Liverpool, or your whoever your dad supports, I know a few people that support completely different clubs to their dads, and I find that, how's that even possible? Jamie, Calmat, and Drift, get on some night. Yeah, I'll have to talk to them and see if they want to come on and do a show. I'm sure they would. They would probably love it. Could have a good laugh. I'll have to ask them. I haven't asked them yet. I remember when I told them I was going to do a YouTube channel on Coppish, and they said, you know, when you start it, don't forget to give us a bell and we'll come on. So, but I've always been nervous about asking them, actually. I should give it a go. I'm quite young, to be honest. That's why it's more recent memory than others. That's fine. You know, your memories are good times. What, 09? 2009, Gerrard Torres combination. That was an amazing combination. You picked the right club. You know, the pull in Liverpool is extremely strong, my young man. And yeah, you've picked the right club. For me, can't remember the year that it was when we played Newcastle and got beat. Was sitting crying my eyes out when I knew Liverpool was in my heart. Yeah, that's when you know, ain't it? It's like when you fall in love for the first time, ain't it? It's when you fall in love with the first time, you go off your food and you can't eat, and you got that feeling in your stomach, and you know, and there's that feeling there, and you're like, you know, this woman's the one. You know, I'm going to marry her. You know, we're going to be together forever. That's how I felt with my wife, and that's how I felt with my football club. You know, it's just something there. You know, I never miss a game if I can. If I can't get to games, I will never miss a game on the telly. Even 3 o'clock kickoffs, I'll find a way to watch. You know, I never miss a game. I never miss a game. On my honeymoon, I still watch Liverpool play when I was on honeymoon, and it's something special about them guys. And I think it's that love for everyone who supports a club. It's just part of you, ain't it? You can't get rid of it. It's there for you forever. Jay, what's your favourite goal of all time regarding Liverpool? My favourite goal. Gerrard's against Olympiacos, 2005 Champions League season. Because as soon as that goal went in, I knew we was winning the Champions League. And obviously that's the first European Cup I've seen us win since I've been supporting the club. Obviously, we won the last one in 1984, and I was only 4 years old at the time. So that was the first time I saw us win the European Cup. And as soon as Stevie scored that goal against Olympiacos, puts us through in the group, because I think we were 2-1 down. We needed a third goal to go through the group stages and the knockout stages. And with Rafa Benitez, our manager, in his debut season for Liverpool, I just had this feeling we was going to win the European Cup. And so it's probably Steven Gerrard's goal against Olympiacos. John, the Stevie G FA Cup goal, a Stevie final. You know, that FA Cup final was something special, wasn't it? It was. I remember I was working in the morning, and then I got home, and I think that was one of the last FA Cups that had coverage all day. Because back when I was a kid, FA Cup final day was the best day in the football calendar, especially in England. It was the best day in the football calendar. You'd wake up in the morning from like 8 a.m. all the way to kick-off. The whole BBC One would be dedicated to the FA Cup. So every show would be all about the game. And the build-up to the FA Cup final on telly used to be amazing. And now the build-up is like half hour before kick-off. Completely different now. It's not. That's where the magic's gone. There's no magic in the FA Cup though. Magic in the FA Cup was special. As I said, you used to get up in the morning, stick on the telly, and straight away, BBC One, ITV, whoever it was, had the coverage, and you had the build-up for the whole day till kick-off. You know, they have all different specials, documentaries, video packages, talking. You'd follow the two clubs at the hotel, and then you'd follow them around the hotel, and they'd be interviewed, look forward to the game. It was great. It was the best time, and unfortunately, that's not like it anymore. But I think the 2005 FA Cup was one of the last FA Cups that did that. I remember the build-up, looking forward to it, pumped all day. And then it was one of the best cup finals I can ever remember. And then Stevie's goal in injury time in the second half when he had cramp, and he said the only thing he could do was hit that ball. And I think Shaki Islop has still said to this day, it's the greatest shot he's ever had at him. It was just the man. Stevie G, I tell you, what a player. What a player. It was really big thing. It's the only thing you watched all day in the final. Yeah, great. Some people might not remember it, but it was FA Cup final. But now it's like half-hour coverage before the cup final starts, and no one cares no more. The Champions League final's the final now. A Champions League final, it's apart from a World Cup final, there's no better game in football, that Champions League final. You know, you're buzzing all day about it, ain't you? You can't wait for it. And yeah, so we're there. Liverpool versus Forest was the best football I've ever seen, the 5-1. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember back then. Yeah, that 5-1 game. Yeah, a lot of people still to this day say that's the greatest 90 minutes they've seen from a club team in England, that Liverpool Forest. Because Forest were a top team then. This is not like the Forest of now. That when Forest are that, everyone forgets Forest won back-to-back European Cups. They even knocked Liverpool out the quarterfinals of one tournament once. And we was actually the holders, and Nottingham Forest knocked us out the quarterfinals. Nottingham Forest were a top team back then. And Liverpool beating Forest 5-1 was a big deal. And to this day, some pundits, if you listen to them, people in the know what they're on about, things like that, will say it's one of the best 90 minutes they've ever seen from a British club team. Yeah, I remember it fondly. That's a good memory, Paulie. Good memory. I love your Sopranos picture, by the way. That's awesome. I've just started watching The Sopranos, actually. I've somehow gone through my whole life never watching The Sopranos in my life. And I've only just started it. It's an amazing show. So, guys, that's 2 hours in now, guys. I better get going. It's midnight. I'll let you all get to bed. But yeah, guys, so hit me up on Twitter, JamieLFC39, and come up with your suggestions, what you want me to do a video of on Monday. If you can't come up with anything, I'll come up with something. We'll do a video Monday. I'll do a video of something Monday. But if you guys want to give me an helping hand, message me on Twitter and JamieLFC39, and I will definitely do a video on Monday, guys. So I won't be around tomorrow. Look out for me Monday night. We'll do a video. Get me to 100 subscribers, guys. Once I'm at 100 subscribers, I'll do a 100 subscriber special, and we'll have a great time. I might even get some drinks in and have a bit of a party. But yeah, Jay, and brilliant show, mate. Thank you for coming, John, as always, my G. Thanks for coming, John. And so, guys, that's it now. So, as I say, go on my Twitter, JBLC39. Follow me there. Message me. Hit me up. I'll always reply to you. And anything you want to know, hit me up there. Suggestions for videos you want me to do in the future. One's on Monday. Look out for all. You'll find everything about me you want to know there. Like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, guys. Smash the like for me. It's really important to me. And share this video, guys. Share this video on your Twitters, on your social medias, Facebooks, ever. Let's grow this channel. You're my community. I love you guys. And Jay, before you go, it's the best player we've signed since Klopp came in. Virtual Van Dijk. Right, guys. Hit me up on Twitter. Love you all. Bye.